Croeso I sianel Blaid Llwyd. And last time on Tennis Ace, Shoichi seemed to have something on his mind and had something planned. So now we get to find out what it was. Unless, of course, like me, you played this before and you know exactly what's going to happen. But for everyone else, let's see what it is. Shoichi chose to pick me up around the agreed upon time, barely even saying a word as he does so. After only a few curt answers to my greeting, I decided to mostly follow behind him in silence, mulling over the questions I wanted to ask. He looks really tense for some reason. Things have been pretty nice with us during the rest of the week. Even our argument earlier was resolved and wasn't even an issue anymore. Did something happen to get him like this? Shoichi? Oh, yeah? Is everything okay? Yeah. Did you really just answer me with the same word twice? You look a bit off today. Your face is scrunched up in a weird way. The husky stops in his tracks, turning around to face me with a sigh. Oh, is it really? For sure. Is everything all right? It's hard to explain. I did a thing. I need some support to deal with it. Oh my god, you didn't kill someone, right? That's not what this is, right? What? No, of course not. Why do you even think that? I'm just checking. Your imagination really concerns me sometimes. I can honestly agree with that. I've been giving what you said to me some thought. Oh, really? What about exactly? Well, just everything about meeting Mom again. Reconnecting. Really? Well, that's great. Well, if you say so. It's hard. I tried talking to Dad yesterday. Showed him my grades, how what I did on my exams and all that. Told him I could do that well despite doing volleyball on the side. I asked him if I could still keep it up. I want to be hopeful he said yes, but your face doesn't really give me much hope. Oh, Shoichi. We weren't in the middle of a busy street right now. I'd give you a hug. I'm just happy they got good grades. He complimented me a bit, which is rare. Even pet me a little. I think he actually considered letting me for a second, but volleyball isn't a good extracurricular for a resume. If I have time to do that, then I should look for something more productive. Are you kidding me? It's not like he doesn't have a point, I guess. I just hate it. As you should, he's been ridiculous. We can get in an argument about that later. I really don't want to talk about it right now. I just had to give some context. Context for what? The whole thing just... It made me decide I really wanted to do it. I kept hearing what you told me over and over in my head, and I thought that... maybe... I asked Hitika to set things up for me. I couldn't bring myself to just message Mom directly after all this time. It felt too impersonal. And I definitely couldn't drop by unannounced. She told me Mom was on shift yesterday, so we decided I'd visit today instead. Well, I know it's kind of a weird thing to ask. I know you'll probably feel awkward being there for the whole thing too, but... So I was preparing myself for it this morning, I started to panic. I need you there with me, Carriette. I don't think I'll have the courage to go over without you there to give me emotional support. I'm scared. I'm really scared she'll be mad at me. What? There's no way she'll be mad at you. I already told you that. Oh, I hope so. I really do. I placed a hand on his shoulder, looking up at the goof with a smile on my face, trying my best to be reassuring. You worry too much. I know she'll be happy to see you. It's been too long, man. There's no way it has been weighing on her. I'll keep you company if that's what you need. Once you gather your courage, I'll leave so the three of you can be alone. Well, I didn't ask you to come all this way to have you walk out. Well, that'd be rude. You and I know I won't really be long in that. It's a family thing. Well, I'll keep you company until you feel safe, and then I'll find a reason to excuse myself. That's non-negotiable. Shoichi reaches up for my hand, grabbing the back of it and lifting it from his shoulder. He gently brings my hand to his face, pressing his cheek against my palm. Oh, thanks, Carriad. I love you. Of course, no problem. This is really nice and all, but we're in public, man. What if someone looks our way? Shit, no, I can't panic right now. If I panic, then he'll panic, and it'll be too much panic for us to deal with without panicking. Did I use the word panic too much right now? Is it alright for me to panic over that? Oh, God, what is my mind doing to me? You look so frazzled right now. I'm having a hard time not laughing. Oh, shut up. I'm embarrassed, okay? Shoichi places a hand on top of my head, gently ruffling my fur and running his fingers through it with a bright smile on his face. Oh, you really are my rock, Carriad. I hope I'll be able to be the same for you when you need me too. That's some really embarrassing stuff you casually spouting there, buddy. You bring it out of me. Nothing I can do about it. I certainly don't plan on hiding it either. Come on, feeling a bit better now. We're not far from the house either way. I better do it before I lose courage again. Is that something that could actually happen? It comes and goes in waves. That's the frustrating part. It doesn't take all too long to finally reach our destination. I hadn't walked this particular path for a few years now, not since Shoichi moved away from the house. The whole thing brings me a sense of nostalgia that I can't quite describe. This time I make sure to walk side by side with Shoichi, not letting him walk ahead of me anymore. I shoot him a few sideways glances on the way, seeing the look on his face that makes me wonder if he's being swallowed up by the same sense of nostalgia that I'm feeling. Or is it maybe dread? I certainly hope it isn't. Eventually we reach the front door. I see a small wooden board that reads, Hayashida. Shoichi's eyes follow my gaze. As soon as they fall upon the board, his face scrunches up. Oh, I guess it makes sense. He mutters quietly to himself, placing a hand on his chest and taking a deep breath. My brain races to try and come up with comforting words to say. No matter what I do, I can't find them. The sound of hurried steps echoes from the other side, racing to the door and unlocking it. Swinging open the door, Hitaka appears on the other side, a huge grin on her face as her eyes fall on the two of us. Hey, oh Hector-kun, you're here too. Hitaka, Shh. She brings a finger to her lips, giddily interrupting Shoichi before breaking into giggles. Hitaka, who's at the door? I just say I ordered, Mum. The girl shouts back inside once a female voice calls her from someone within the house, barely holding her laughter. You didn't. I wanted to be a surprise. Be quiet. Hita. I said shush. Shoichi soon acquiesces to his sister's whims. A scene is already all too familiar by now. Come on, let's head inside, quietly. As soon as we step into the entrance hall, we're hit by a wave of cool, dry air rushing from the living room. I take a few seconds to look around, seeing just how much of this is the exact same as the last time I've been here. Pleasant smell wafts in from the kitchen, a mix of familiar spices, chicken and rice. Hitaka had probably been cooking while we rang the doorbell, though when she rushed to get to the door first. And then, sitting in an armchair with a book atop her lap, was a figure I didn't even realise how much I'd come to miss over the past few years. Her figure is still just as I remember, if only slightly rounder now than she was before. Unlike both her children who inherited their father's fur pattern, Toshiko-san's furs were deep, almost fiery red. Her eyes, however, have the same vibrant green hue I've grown used to seeing almost every day. As soon as his gaze falls on her, Shoichi covers his mouth with his hand. His wide eyes focus solely on his mother, faint droplets forming on their corners. Toshiko-san continues to read, unaware of the sudden presence of two people that hadn't been inside the household in just a few moments earlier. Mom, someone here to meet with you. Who is? Toshiko-san looks up from her book, freezing as soon as she sees us. Her eyes fall upon Shoichi. slowly going wide as realization begins to sink in, her mouth hanging agape. Hitika's previous mischievous grin slowly flattens across her face. Her eyelids slowly sinking and she stares down the ground with only the tiniest hint of a smile on her face. Shoichi? She gets up from her chair, taking slow, hesitant steps towards the three of us. Her expression shows me nothing other than utter surprise, leaving me completely incapable of telling how she's feeling other than shocked. She stops when she stands just a few inches away from her son, who now easily towers over her. The older husky looks him up and down, her unmistakable green eyes twinkling even brighter than usual, with a moist, glossy reflection of tears wanting to form. The shock on her face slowly subsides, taken over by a gentle, matronly smile. Reaching over the hand, Sashiko-san places a hand on Shoichi's cheek, who has not moved at all even now. Oh, you've grown so much. Those words, barely even a whisper, spoken warmly from the heart, are enough to finally disarm Shoichi. He wraps his arms around his mother, pulling her into a tight hug and leaning down to rest his chin on her shoulder. Yeah. Part of me really does feel like I shouldn't be here. This isn't the sort of thing an unrelated person should be in the middle of. But Shoichi has asked me to be here. For some reason he wants my support. There's no way I could ever refuse him that. Have you been good? Are you healthy? Oh, it's been way too long. Sashiko-san pulls away, holding her son's face in her hands and looking him fondly in the eyes, wiping the tears on his eyes with her thumbs. Shoichi laughs, placing a hand on top of her head and pulling her closer once again to kiss her forehead. Oh, I've been healthy. Oh, that's such a mom thing to ask. You really have your priorities straight, don't you? It's my job to look out for you. The words caused a smile on Shoichi's face to falter for a brief second, almost completely unnoticeable. In fact, if I hadn't gotten used to watching him closely since we started dating, it probably would have flied right past me. I'm sorry I didn't come and see you sooner. You've been dealing with a lot, haven't you? Shoichi's silence probably speaks louder than any words he could come up with. Sashiko-san shakes her head sideways, sighing. She's always been well put together, quickly recomposing herself and steadying her breathing. The smile, however, never leaves her face. She turns to me, placing a hand on my shoulder and smiling fondly. What about you, Hector-kun? It's been so strange not having you around all the time anymore. Have you been well? I have, yeah. I'm sorry for intruding on your reunion, Mom. Oh, don't be silly. I've missed you just as much. You were part of my life for years. You're already like a son to me. I've been getting frequent updates on you and Shoichi from Hitika, but it's not really the same as having you around. She reached out with her hand, gently stroking my chin with her index finger and thumb. The sudden gesture of affection caused me to blush slightly, wanting to turn my face away but being unable to do so. Wait, from Hitika? Hitika pulls her phone out of her pocket, playfully wagging it next to her face with a grin. Aki-kun keeps me updated. I just pass the information along. Ah, I see. I guess those two really like to keep in touch more often than I thought. Jeez, I can't believe you've been going through that much trouble. Maybe if someone texted me and talked to me more often, I wouldn't have to. Noted. Come here, sit. Tell me what's been going on with you, please. Sashiko-san ushers to the couch while going back to a chair, with Shoichi taking the middle seat and Hitika sitting to his left. That leaves only the seat close to Sashiko-san's armchair vacant for me. How have you been? Are you doing well in school? Are you still getting along with your friends? Mom, what's with all these questions? They're such stereotypical mom questions to ask. Sashiko-san laughs, her voice carrying through the room. It's a bubbly, cheerful, nostalgic sound that diffuses any tense feelings inside of me. I spent so much time in this house over the years. Even though Shishiko-san was always busy with his shifts at the hospital, she was still a really frequent presence in my life. She also helped a lot with Aki when my own mom was too busy to come home. Especially in the years right after Dad's passing when we first moved here. I know, I'm sorry. I'm just having a hard time containing myself. I'm so happy to see you two again after so long. Oh, I know. I'm excited to meet you too. I was so worried about coming here, I ended up dragging Hector along with me for moral support. The older husky hums in amusement, turning her gentle green eyes towards me. Well, thank you for being there for him, Hector-kun. You have no idea how much that means to me. Of course, Mum. I wouldn't have it any other way. Shoichi reaches up, briefly running his fingers on top of my hair to show his appreciation. But tell me, Shoichi, why did you stay away for so long? You rejected all my attempts to reach out, and... Did I do something wrong? Her voice cracks noticeably. Shishiko-san takes multiple breaks to breathe and recompose herself as she speaks, trying to get her voice under control. Mom? Well, of course not. You... Oh, you never did anything. It was all me. I felt really guilty for the longest time. Hector often tried to urge me to meet you again, to talk to both of you. I'm the one who had a hard time accepting it. Then again, Garrett has always been a real family man. Family first and all that. It's not at all surprising to be the one pushing me along. In the middle of his speech, I noticed a small slip-up when Shoichi calls me Carriad in front of his family. A brief sense of panic wells up in the pit of my stomach while I look around nervously, looking for any sign that they noticed. However, they both seem far too focused on the rest of his words to even give it a second thought. I did tell you lots of times to visit. Oh, I know. I'm sorry. It took a lot of his nagging to get me to finally work up the courage. I'm sorry it took so long. Ashiko-san leaned forward on the chair. Her brows furrowed, she examined Shuichi's face with trembling lips. Why would you ever feel guilty, baby? You had nothing to do with anything that happened. Mom, I chose to go with Dad. I had my reasons, but still, I did something that hurt you. There was a lot I should have told you. I really wanted to stay with you. I felt like I had to go with that I saw... Shuichi bit his lip, leaving his sentence unfinished. Ashiko-san watches impatiently for a few moments, waiting to see if he'd finish the words left unsaid. When it became clear he wouldn't, she smiled again, reaching forward and stretching herself to place a hand on Shuichi's knee. You have nothing to feel guilty for. All I want is to have my son around again. None of those other things matter to me. Shoichi fidgets next to me, his entire body shivering. He tries to speak in between shaky breaths, clutching his fist on his lap. Mom. I feel an urge to say, I told you so, or that would be seriously inappropriate right now. I'll make sure to keep any and all gloating for later. I should make it better. Now, come on, tell me more. What have you been up to for the past few years? What's been going on in your life? I want to know everything. Well, there's been a lot. We might be here for a while. A lot of it is boring, too. Oh, I don't mind, baby. I just want to hear your voice more. Talk to me. Shoichi nods, humming under his breath and leaning forward on his seat, his tail curling around behind him and brushing up against my legs, nestling itself there. Let's see. Oh, I became student council president of my freshman year of school. That's pretty neat, right? My biggest pitch was trying to increase funding for the school festival, which I managed to do by... Shoichi begins to fill her in, telling about most of the things that have been happening lately or that had happened in the past. He goes all the way back to our first year of high school, telling her about even the most mundane things. I became the captain of the volleyball team, how they rose to become a powerhouse school in the prefecture, how high his grades have been, the friends he's made. I can't help but laugh at it a few times when he snarls playfully while dramatising his recounts on how much Keikun has been an annoyance to him. Despite his seemingly venomous words, however, he has a wide smile on his face the whole time, laughing along as he tells both girls about their constant bickering. Oh, and there's this one time when the guy wanted to go to a library on our day off. Like, we're all together as a group wanting to do something fun together. He suggests a library. The whole time he kept arguing with me and bitching about how he didn't like cherry blossoms, blah blah blah. Like he feels the need to disagree with me just on principle. To be fair, that one goes both ways. You're the same way around him. Oh, I guess that's true. He's really fun to tease and rile up. Sashiko-san laughs, covering her mouth with both her hands so as not to show her teeth. Oh, he sounds like a good friend to you. I'm glad you met someone you like so much. Who says I like him? I can't stand the guy. It certainly doesn't sound like it. Maybe a little. I guess he can't hide how much love he has for the hair, even when he tries his best to. Those who definitely have a weird friendship dynamic going on, that much is for sure. I'm surprised. The one I met him seemed really meek and quiet. He barely said a word when I was around. Oh, I can clarify that one. That's because you're terrifying. What? I'm not. I'm small and cute and adorable. You're about as small and cute as a raging bull trampling over underwear pedestrians in Spain. Hey! He took a pout, punching her brother on the shoulder and sulking at the corner of her seat. Sashiko-san chuckles, playfully slapping Shoichi's knee. Honey, don't compare your sister to a raging bull. Oh, yes, Mom. Oh, and I guess this brings us to this year, right? Well, there's this new guy that transferred to our school at the start of the year. It's this bubbly tiger who plays the piano. Shoichi continues to recount events to his family, smiling throughout the whole thing. He does leave out the part about the two of us being in a relationship now, to my great relief. If we were ready to be open about it, now really wouldn't be the time for that sort of reveal. He gushes about even the most minor events, telling her everything in great painstaking detail. It's like once he got going, he couldn't bring himself to stop. Sashiko-san merely nods along to his words to a pleased smile on her face, her eyes never leaving him. Shoichi sneakily grabbed my hand while speaking, squeezing it tightly. His tail wagged against the couch behind him, betraying the enthusiasm he tried not to show on his face. Hitaka and Sashiko-san were both the same, except they were a lot less guarded about their feelings. At some point, Hitaka scooted closer to her brother on the couch, leaning her head against his shoulder and listening to him speak in silence. In the middle of this happy family atmosphere, it was clear I stood out like a sore thumb. Quickly excused myself, decided it was about time the intruder left the scene and let the other three enjoy their family time in peace. Although Sashiko-san seemed sad to see me leave, none of them made any show protesting my decision. While I wouldn't go so far as to say I was unwanted, it's clear even Shoichi now felt comfortable enough to be here without me. Which is only fair. After all, this is his family, not mine. At least not yet. With one last look at the three of them, I bid my farewells and walked out the front door. A few hours later, I sit lazily on the couch with my left leg propped up over the leg rest, the other one resting atop the coffee table. I'm trying my best to keep my eyes open and focused on the TV. Right, I can feel the early stages of sleep setting in. It's not even that late, barely 8 p.m. I should not be this tired this early in the night. Dear God, what's happened to me? Am I an old man now? Aniki, you alright? You look pretty out of it. I'm really tired. I'm not sure why. I'm usually pretty good at staying up late. Should be celebrated. At least this means you'll be able to sleep. I guess. My insomnia hasn't been that bad lately, so it's less of a concern today. I should probably get to making dinner, actually. You don't have to cook. Mom's home, remember? She's been locked away in a room working for the past 3 hours. I don't think she's coming out anytime soon. She said she would. She wanted to have some family time today. Mom says a lot of things. She also loses track of time easily. Let her be for now. I was going to go knock on her door. Don't do that. That'd be rude. Fine. Then you go. Why does anyone have to go? I said no one should knock on her door. Whoa, did you learn to knock on doors from a distance or something? Funny. That obviously wasn't me. I'll go check the door. Just a second. Aki walks to the entrance hall to check who it is. I soon hear the sound of the door being unlocked and opened. What are you doing here, Shoichi? Huh? Shoichi? Good evening, Aki-kun. It's all right if I come in. I was hoping I could talk to Hector for a bit. Oh yeah, sure, he's right here on the couch. Hey there. Evening, Hector. Whoa, what are you doing here? Isn't it past your curfew already? Oh, maybe. I told Dad I'd be visiting Mom, so give me a bit of an extension on that. I have until 9 p.m. to get home. A 3-hour extension for the first time he sees his mother in years? Come on, Takahiko-san, that's way too stingy. Oh, hey, that's right, you went over to see him today. I've forgotten about that. Ichika-chan was really excited when she told me you'd be coming in the morning. She hasn't texted me all day. Oh yeah, that reminds me of something. Shoichi walks up to Aki, leaning down and grabbing my brother by his waist, pulling Aki up off his feet and holding him under his left arm. Aki squirms, trying to release himself, but Shuichi's grasp is too strong. Shoichi laughs, digging his fist on top of Aki's head and grinding it playfully with a noogie. You little twerp. I can't believe you're feeding my sister intel on me the whole time. Wait, Shoichi, I yield. This whole time you're a spy of the enemy lines, weren't you? What do you mean, enemy lines? Aki laughs, struggling uselessly under Shuichi's terrible punishment. They carry on like this for about 30 seconds or so before Shoichi swings Aki around and places him neatly back on his feet. Oh, should be a good enough lesson. You're horrible, Shoichi. And I'm right, I am, and only forget it. Do you want to stay around for dinner? Mom is cooking today. Oh, Misaki-san is home? I should go say hi to her. Oh, where is she? She's in her room now. Legend says she'll be cooking dinner, but she might just work all night and forget about it. No, she said she would. There's no way she'll forget. I'm sure you're right, Aki-kun. I'll say hi to her when she comes down. I'm afraid I won't have time to stay for dinner, though I need to be home in less than an hour. Oh, you never stay around when I'm home. Shuichi kneels in front of Aki, get on eye level with him. He smiles, bringing a finger to Aki's snout and playfully booping him. I promise I'll come by later, okay? Today's been a really busy day. Okay. I'm starting to notice a trend here. How come Aki's so much more behaved and cute around other people? He's such a little shit to me all the time. Why don't you sit down? Well, I'll definitely take your offer. Shuichi takes the seat right next to mine, sliding a little closer to me than he normally would. Come on, Hector, you have a guest over. Sit up straight. Since when do you still qualify as a guest? Still, I go along with his project and do as I'm told, sitting up properly. How have you been, Shuichi? You haven't been around much this past week. Oh, I've had a lot on my plate. I was lacking the time to do it. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, it's okay. I'm just glad you're here now. Oh, that's so. Damn, you're the third person to say that to me today. Shoichi turns his head to me, stealthily rubbing his left hand against my thigh with a smile and staring at me expectantly. What about you, Hector? What about me? Care to make it 4? The smile on his face makes my face grow hotter in record time. We saw each other earlier today already. What do you want from me? Oh, does it mean you're not happy to see me after all? Shut up. I reach behind Shoichi, grabbing and forcefully tugging on his tail as sneakily as I can. The big dog yelps, lunging forward in his seat and wrapping his tail around his waist, dropping it off his lap and rubbing it gently. Ouch, alright, I got the message. Oh, by the way, Shoichi, how did you do with your exams? Aniki did pretty well despite not studying too much. Like, you know, his score was 87, wasn't it? An 88, but you're pretty close. My highest score was 94 on the physics exam, although no real surprise there. Yeah, I remember seeing your grades up on the board. Still really frustrating you can score that high while barely studying. I spent most of my time studying a ton, I still barely managed to beat your score. Sorry, is this thing I should apologise for? I'm not too sure. What were your lowest and highest scores, Shoichi? My lowest was an 85 in philosophy. My highest was 100 in Japanese literature. Whoa, a perfect score! It was my only one. I got 95 and over on 3 other subjects, but didn't manage to get a perfect score. The fact you even still complain with those grades baffles me. Then again, knowing I know about you trying to convince your dad to let you continue with volleyball by surprising him with the extra high grades, I suppose I can understand it. You've been doing really well with your studies. That should be good when you take your college entrance exams, right? Well, it's the hope. What colleges are you applying for anyway? What do you even plan on studying? Dad wants me to study business and economics. He's making me apply to the literal top universities in Japan for those courses. So, if I pass neither of them, I'm going to be moving to Tokyo. Tokyo? That's news to me. Well, a degree in a top school would improve my chance of getting a good job, or something to that effect. Honestly, I'm not too sure I'll be able to get in, but he's making me apply to those anyway. He doesn't really believe in safety schools. He's had me apply to 5 universities. The top 2 in Tokyo, Sono's number 5, the other 2 in Kyoto and Kobe. So no matter which one you go to, you won't be around anymore? Yeah. Why didn't you tell me that? What difference does it make? You're moving to the US after you graduate. You other won't be around no matter where I go to study. Ah. Well, he mentioned it. That's true. I hadn't even begun to think of that. I was too busy being all happy about our relationship and worried about his situation that I even stopped to think of our situation. What's going to happen to us once we graduate? With me moving to the US, can we even still be together? Would we go on with a long-distance relationship, or would we... I don't want to think about that. Hector? Sorry, I got distracted. Did you say anything? Not really. You're just looking really out of it there for a second. Are you going to be alright, Shoichi? If those universities are really that big, then won't it be really difficult to get in? You must be going crazy studying for the exams. That's true, but I guess I might have a good chance. Our school is really well placed in national rankings, and I'm doing pretty well despite it. I have my own insecurities, but realistically I think I'm in a good place. Besides, worrying about entrance exams is something all seniors deal with. I'm hardly the only one. Yeah, but other seniors aren't overworking dumbasses who don't know when to take a break. You can't say that for sure. I'm certain some of them must be like me. I'll rephrase. No one should be enough of a dumbass to not know when to take a break. I can't be that bad, can I? You're kind of flirting with a line. Jeez, not even a 12-year-old can call me out, and I know it really is time for me to reevaluate some stuff. I'm young, but we both know I'm definitely more mature than Nikki here. Hey, you're right about that. Don't agree with him. Was I supposed to lie? What the hell? Relax, you're way too serious about this stuff. We're just having a little goofy fun. Didn't sound like you were just joking. I never said we were just joking, I said we were having fun. I'll kill you. We both know you wouldn't be able to, though you're certainly welcome to try. Between Aniki and Shoichi, I already know who I wouldn't bet against. I hate you both. The two laugh, seemingly finding my suffering incredibly amusing for some reason. And you call me a dumbass? You're way too easy to tease, Hector. You're the one who's too good at doing it. I'm glad to be so. This is so unfair. Shoichi already made jokes at my expense even before we started dating, but now he's in an even better position to do so. Why does he affect me so much? Why do I let him affect me so much? I swear to God, this must be Stockholm Syndrome. There's no other plausible explanation. Look at my brother, who's now smiling like a complete doofus, looking between the two of us with glee. What are you grinning so hard about? Oh, me? Nothing. Just glad you two are getting along well. What's that supposed to mean? Nothing. The sound of footsteps coming from the staircase snaps our attention away from our conversation. Mom emerges at the foot of the stairs, looking around for a few seconds before spotting us. Hello there, Shoichi-kun. It's good to see you. It's been a while. Oh, Misaki-san, how are you doing? Sorry for the intrusion. Oh, it's no intrusion. You're like one of my own. You're free to come and go whenever you want. I appreciate it. I'm sorry it took me so long to come down. I lost track of time while working. I'll get started on dinner right away. Will you be joining us, Shoichi-kun? No, Mum. I actually need to get going in just a minute or two. I have to keep up with my curfew and everything. Oh, that's a shame. Should at least make sure to drop by for dinner at some point when I'm free so I can talk to you some more. If it needs to be when you're around, he's going to be waiting for that invite forever. Hey, Hector, cut that out. Well, I guess that's true. I do spend less time at home than I probably should. Oh, don't worry about it, Mom. Aniki's just been an ass. I'm just joking. Your jokes don't always land very well. It's alright to tell them they suck, Shoichi. Why does it seem like whenever you two are together you start ganging up on me? Or just your imagination? Alright, you can settle down there. We don't need to start bickering. We're not bickering, we're just chatting. I'll tell Hector to behave, Misaki-san, I promise. Why are you singling me out? What about Aki? Aki's the one who's always cramming his foot in his mouth. He doesn't worry me. This is bullying, I swear. Mom laughs, bringing a hand to her mouth in a failed attempt to cover it up. Oh, that's good then. I'll get started on dinner now. Oh, in that case, I should get going. I really need to be home sooner rather than later. Oh, I wish you could stay a bit longer. So do I. Later, okay? Shoichi placed the hand on top of Aki's head, gently rubbing behind his ears. Okay, but you may come by more often. I rarely see you. The same goes for Sayani. I'll make sure to tell her that. She'll probably be delighted that you miss her. No kidding, she'll be beside herself with glee. She adores Aki. She does? I'm glad. Well, tell Hitaka you said hi, but you already seem to talk to her more than even I do. Huh? That's not... Anyway, I'll see you all later. Hector, could you walk me to the door? Sure. As soon as we walk out the door, I'm hit by the cool evening air. It certainly feels a lot fresher outside with a faint smell of grass and leaves in the air. The sky is already plenty dark, with a few stars even visible this time of night. But then again, with how big Saitama is, the stars aren't often visible regardless. Oh, thanks again. Really cool of you to drop by to see us. What are you talking about? You helped me so much today. It was the least I could do. Plus, I was on an excuse to see you again before heading home. Is everything okay at home? It's alright. A bit tense. It should be fine. But right now, I'm just too happy for everything that happened today to even care. I suppose we can chalk that up as a victory, huh? Oh, for sure. Shoichi shuffles on his feet, slowly walking up to me and taking my hand. Gently plays with my fingers and intertwining them with his. I really need to get going, though. Thank you again for everything. I don't deserve you, Carried. I wouldn't say that. You do a ton to help me all the time. Yeah, I love you. I really do love you so much. Just hearing those words is enough to make my chest swell with happiness. But despite that, there's a little part of me who can't help feel worried. Why? Shh, you don't have to worry about that. Shoichi places a finger on my lip, silencing me. How did you... Oh, I know you. I know if I didn't say anything, you'd worry about whether you should say I love you back. Listen, Carried, I'm happy the way things are right now. Really. I've had feelings for you for a long time. I know I'm way ahead of you on that, and I don't expect you to catch up to me for a while. You don't have to worry about rushing yourself to say something when you're still not sure. It's alright to take your time and let feelings grow on you. Thank you. I can't worry about it sometimes, though. That you'd be sad if you say it so often and I don't. Well, I've been in love with you for over 5 years with no hope for anything to ever come of it. Now that we're actually together, I can wait a little while longer for you to reciprocate. Shoichi leans in, touches his lips to mine. We stand in the cool evening air for a few moments, enjoying each other's touch while locked in a kiss. When we pull away, Shoichi looks at me with a pleased smile, placing a hand on my chest and gently rubbing me with his thumb. I never get tired of doing that. Can't believe I'm going to say this, but neither do I. I'm happy to hear it. I should be going now. I'll see you later, Carried. Have a good night. Good night. I watch him walk away, his back growing smaller and smaller before vanishing at the next curve. I'm really falling hard for him, aren't I? Just hope things continue to work out well for us considering everything that's been going on lately. I also realise there are things I need to consider that I hadn't even thought of until now. What happens to us after graduation? Well, Hector, long-distance relationships aren't always that easy, but you can do it, especially that one you and Shoichi have. Anyway, after this advice from Light section, we return to the story of Tennis Ace. It's day 28. I want to sleep more. Here I'm getting to school one goddamn hour earlier than usual just so I can review my notes before class starts. I know I gave myself a go at being a better student just to rub it on Shoichi's smug face. I'm starting to think this is way too much work to be putting myself through out of spite. No, I can't be psyching myself out so soon. It's only been a week of this. Eyes on the prize, Hector, eyes on the prize. These things seem to be shaping up a bit now. Now that Shoichi and his mom have reconnected, hopefully I'll have one more pillar of support to help him deal with all this stress he's been taking on. And I can't help but feel a bit smug myself over how I was ultimately right about things going well with them. What if I'm allowed to gloat about it now? It was definitely inappropriate during the fight, but it's been 2 days already. Surely that's fine, right? Well, if anything, at least I can enjoy a bit of a morning breeze before the day gets insufferably hot again, right? It's not much, but it's something. I walk past the school gates, marvelling at the amount of people that are already getting to school bright and early. I know this is a somewhat prestigious private school and everything, but I didn't expect so many of the students to be this dedicated. Back when I was still in middle school, I did show up this early before class. I was one of the few that did it. Seems like a good half or more of the students in this school are super dedicated to their studies. Seriously, how the hell have I been beating these people in the student rankings? I'm starting to understand why so many people are bitter about me getting high grades. While I continue to muse uselessly to myself, I notice 2 familiar shapes walking out of the main building heading to one of the adjacent ones. The saver cat stops as soon as he sees me, blinking a few times in confusion before recognition dawns on him. Oh, is it really you, Hector-san? I thought you were one of those lazy students who never showed up for class early. In a manner of speaking, try my best to fix that bad habit. Good morning to you two, by the way. Good morning. I have to admit, even though you told me about putting in more of an effort, I'm still shocked whenever I see you around here this early. I shock myself every morning when I get up without hitting snooze on the alarm. Don't worry, you'll become a habit soon and then it won't be so hard. I wouldn't count on that. What are you two up to? Oh, some boring student council stuff. Clearing some paperwork that needs to be done for the school trip next month. I'll spare you the details. It'll probably bore you half to death anyway. We finally managed to clear the budget issues we were having last week. Now we need to work on making the reservations on hotels and airlines we chose. Not to mention start drafting the papers sent to students' families they can sign with permission for them to even go. Well, it's fine for most seniors since they're over 18. We still need permission for a parent or guardian from juniors and freshmen. I swear, all this would be dealt with much sooner if we didn't have the budget on taking the juniors to a much more expensive location than everyone else. Not only complains them to get to go too, but it's pretty unfair the school scheduled such a more lavish trip for the junior classes simply to posture around that guy. He probably already has enough money to go wherever he wants. Why does the school have to use funds they don't really have just to look better for their rich dude? And they're the ones that have to balance the checkbook. It's not like money appears out of nowhere. Even though he said he's going to spare me the details, he immediately launches on a rant about it regardless. Either he's really indecisive or he really wanted to vent about it. Kasama-kun, you're babbling again. Oh, sorry, I tend to run my mouth a little bit when I get worked up. But yeah, it's about the gist of it anyway. As you can see, a lot of work needs to be done, and it's pretty stressful. We're lucky Perez has stuck around with us now, especially now that most seniors quit. The gist? I feel like I just got the extended and abridged version. If that's just the gist, then I'm afraid to find out just how much stuff they're currently juggling. I see. You guys certainly have a lot on your plate. I'm sorry you've been put in that situation. To be fair, I didn't even stop to consider that Kei-kun being here would alter the school's plans for the trip. I guess that explains why his class gets to go to all the expensive places. Now that I think about it, all classes got taken on an international trip when I was a freshman. After Kei-kun joined our school, we've only had much cheaper trips. We went to the Chiba Prefecture last year and stayed in a pretty average hotel, while the freshmen went to Hawaii and got taken on excursions through the island while staying in a resort hotel. And this year it seems the juniors will be going to Paris to visit the Louvre, Eiffel Tower and other places, while the seniors have been taken to Okinawa to see an aquarium. Man, the bias is really apparent here. No, we should probably get going. The other members are already waiting for us in student council and we only have so much time before class starts. Yeah, that's true. Say, Hector, I think we can meet up for a few minutes before the bell rings. I was hoping to get your opinion on something. Oh, sure, about what? I'll tell you then. Already, Prez? We're already pressed for time. You plan on leaving the meeting early? Oh, please. Like anything's 5 minutes early is going to kill us. Are you sure you're feeling well? Do you have a fever or something? Either way, I'll come by your class once I'm done. Wait for me there, okay? All right. I watch the two walk away towards their destination, quickly tuning me out and going back to their discussion about their work. Those two definitely are quick to switch gears. I'll give them that. How can they focus on their work again so quickly and intensely? That's definitely a bit weird. Are they secretly robots or something? As expected, as soon as I walk into my classroom, I see the usual assortment of early risers I've gotten used to seeing here in the past week. About half the class is here this early, which is a shocking enough number. At first, most people were equally shocked to see me here this time, but the shock has slowly died down over the past week and morphed into mild consternation. I get right to work, put out my notebooks and go over my notes. Trying to redo them is proving to be much more of a pain in the ass than I thought it would be. I considered asking Gin to let me borrow his since they're so detailed and easy to read, but since it's a mess of my own creation, I decided the right thing to do is getting myself out of this hole myself. Besides, my grades are already decent enough at the moment, so I don't need to rush to improve my notes or anything like that. Plus, if I really want to show Shoichi all my progress, I can't afford to take any shortcuts to get it. I'm not giving him any out, so he can later say, "You only managed to do it because X helped you." Working on my notes is just as much tedium as I expected it to be, and has been my usual before-class routine for the past week. Especially considering there's such a mess and so incomplete that I had to check out a bunch of books in the library just so I can find a way to add the stuff that's missing. There's a lot of cross-referencing involved, and I truly hate that part. Things would be made a lot easier if I looked for answers on my phone. Remember Saya telling me once before that not all information on the internet is accurate. So I chose the old-school, more annoying method of research. As long as I know this one's been curated by professionals and the stuff in here is 100% approved by the school. Honestly, I should get a prize just for going through all this trouble. When I notice it, time begins to fly by. The seconds turn to minutes, and soon 40 minutes have already passed. Nice, I'm almost done with the history section. At this point, I've gotten pretty used to tearing at the side of the door, opening and closing as more and more students arrive due to the impending bell ring. Except this time, my attention is quickly whisked away by the sound of the chair immediately next to me being dragged. I turn around and see the familiar figure of a tiger throwing his bag on top of his desk and slumping down on his chair. "Oh, June, I didn't know you'd be getting back to school today." "Oh, morning." "Yeesh, you doing alright? Look even more out of it than you did yesterday." "Oh, I'm fine. I'm just really tired." We managed to get the whole group together yesterday to celebrate Keisuke's birthday. We went to the movies, karaoke, dinner. The whole thing was a lot of fun on its own, though I felt like June was only going through the motions. Didn't seem anywhere as excited as he usually is and looked exhausted most of the time. That's what you said yesterday. It was also true yesterday. Truth be told, I don't even know I wasn't feeling 100% yet because I didn't want to be the only one missing Keisuke-san's birthday. That kind of worked against me in the end. God damn it, June, you need to make better choices. Oh, I know. Hey, Kobayashi-kun, you're back. Morning, Jin-san. You're starting to think if you kicked the bucket. Glad to see you walking with a living again. Well, that's a bit morbid. Don't say stuff like that, Jin. That's terrible. Oh, get off my ass, will you? I'm just saying I was worried. There are better ways of saying it. Oh, it's alright, I don't mind. I appreciate your concern. Yeah, I baked a cake last night and brought it to slice with me to school. You can have it. Well, but you brought this for yourself. Oh, don't worry about it. I still have the whole thing back home. Besides, it's a way to celebrate you being back. Yeah, he's already going to pick on the entire cake later anyway. He should take this for his own health. Yeah, that's mean, Jin. I guess I accept your gift then. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, don't you have looked so shocked. I'm just glad to have you back, Kobayashi-kun. Yeah, besides things get really dull here, having you to settle arguments between me and Roji. I've become the official tiebreaker between you two. Yeah. Jin sounds almost gleeful, giving June an exaggerated thumbs up over the whole thing. Oh, I see. Well, I'll talk about it a little bit more later, okay? I need to go with Jin to the faculty office to talk about a few low grades he got. You don't need to announce that to everyone. It's not that they can't see your grades on the notice board in the first place. As soon as the twins walk out of the room, another pair gets out from their seats and walks up to us, having noticed June's arrival in the classroom. Kobayashi-kun, I'm glad to see you're back. Are you doing well now? You must have been really sick to take an entire week's absence. Oh, it's fine. I'm doing much better now, thank you very much. Hey, sure, you look a bit tired. You have bags under your eyes, and it's going to be really bad since I can tell you from that spot you have around one of your eyes. I do? Yeah, have you been sleeping well at all? It's kind of a mixed bag. Oh, I'm surprised you're looking so worried, Nakanishi. You barely even talk to most of the boys in class. Jun-kun is different, though. He is? How come? Oh, by the way, I took the liberty of making copies of my notes this past week. Passed them along to you whenever you came back to school. It's not much, but this should help you catch up on the subjects you missed. Oh, that's going to be a big help. Thanks, Ayako-san. If you want to have some melatonin intake, sometimes I'm having trouble sleeping. I don't have it with me, but I can bring you some tomorrow if you like. It might help with you those bags into your eyes. Oh, is that stuff safe to take? Sure, it's just sleep hormones. Oh, the counter stuff and all that. Just don't take it too often. Take it for a few days, and once your sleep schedule starts getting back to normal, wean off it again. It goes down well with a glass of warm milk. Oh, actually sounds really good. I'll accept if you're really offering. Oh, gotcha. I'll make sure to bring some tomorrow. Jeez, I'm not used to seeing all being all nice like that to other people. Is this a dream? Am I imagining things? Oh, hey, Jun-kun. Oh, looks like there are more people want to talk to you. Come on, Keo-chan. Let's give him a chance to talk to him without crowding the poor boy too much. Oh, yeah, that's fair. You just go back from being sick and all that. I'll bring the thing tomorrow, okay? I'll talk to you later, Kobayashi-kun. Feel free to come to me if you have any questions on the material. Alright, thank you so much. No sooner the two girls walk away than another pair walks up to June, equally as happy to see him. I swear it's like an endless parade. What the hell is going on? Jun-kun, I'm so happy to see you back. I was getting really worried about the lack of updates. Well, it's been really boring without having you around. You and I talk about games almost every day. What do you mean it's been boring? Kumagawa shrugs, lowering his console to raise an eyebrow at me. Well, it's not really the same. Kobayashi knows a lot more games than you do. Wow, I'm not sure if I should feel offended by this or not. Are you doing alright? Do you have a fever? You're not still sick, are you? Oh, relax, I'm fine. You don't have to worry so much about me. But the last time you ended up having to go to the hospital, and this time you've gone for a week. Well, it's like I hit my head again, you know. I stayed at home resting. I guess that's a little bit better. You're way too fussy. What? That's simply not true. What have you two been up to this past week? I've been looking around town for Yukata. I've even got Keisuke-san to help me in everything. A Yukata? Yeah, for the festival. Oh, festival? Yeah, I started playing this new game called Muvdov, Revenge of the Shadow Kitties. Want to see? Oh, that name sounds really interesting. Show me. Yeah, I was in the middle of a sentence. Those who immediately get lost in their own little world, complete in zoning out in the presence of the fox who huffs and pouts where he stands. Over the next few minutes, a lot more students start gathering on the back of the class, all of them wanting to get a few words with June. Wishing him well, telling them they're happy to see him again, that sort of thing. Jeez, when did he get so popular? I wound up getting up from my desk and walking away, if only because the sudden crowd forming around is feeling a little too claustrophobic for my tastes. Couldn't bring yourself to stick around? I walked to the front of the class, stopping near the class rep's desk. She looked up from her book with a contented smile, wagging a finger in the air along with the words. Yeah, got to be a little too much. I didn't know so many people wanted to talk to June. Really? Haven't you noticed before? Notice what? The Kobayashi-kun has become a sort of unofficial class mascot. He's well liked by most of the class. Really? You're right, I hadn't noticed that. Ayako-san giggles, covering her mouth with a crooked index finger. I guess you don't pay enough attention to notice. It started pretty slowly, but it's almost like once he managed to settle into your group, he started interacting with more people little by little through you. Now he's loved by nearly everyone. Damn, you go, June. Now think about it. I guess June is the kind of guy that'd picture being surrounded by lots of friends. He's likeable, cute, bubbly, energetic. He really is the type to be popular after all. I guess we're very different in that regard. We might just be very lucky to have June walking around as a permanent member of our group. If I'm not careful, he might just end up being poached by someone else. I sink a quick glance at the door once I hear the sound of it opening, drawn away by my curiosity, especially now that I don't have my notes to focus on and keep me rooted. I see Shoichi's head peering inside, looking around the room for a second before his eyes settle on me. He raised a hand, making a gesture to call me over with a smile on his face. Oh, sorry, looks like I'm being called. Don't be late for class. I'm just going to be outside. When I step out of the classroom, I see Shoichi leaning against the wall, waiting for me. Due to the time, the hallway is already mostly deserted, with the majority of students having headed to their individual classrooms and the bell is so close to ringing. Hey there. Hey, you said you wanted to talk to me. All right. Shoichi mused for a few seconds, a low humming noise echoing from his throat. Smacking his lips, he looked straight at me, his expression quickly changing to a dejected sigh. Well, this is kind of a delicate issue, or more like a difficult one. That might not be the best timing considering what happened the last time we talked. He raised a hand to his cheek, scrunching awkwardly, looking away from me, letting those words hang in the air for a while. I wanted your opinion on how I should formally announce my quitting the volleyball team. What? I'm caught completely by surprise by the sudden broaching of the subject. I knew this was something Shoichi had been thinking about, he even mentioned it briefly before. But now of all times? Last week he was so adamant about postponing the announcement until he could try convincing his dad again. Come on, why all this all of a sudden? When are you going to try convincing Takahiko-san? You know I've already tried. You know how that went. Yeah, but isn't that throwing the towel way too easy? Easy? I think this is easy. It sucks. You don't think I'm broken up about it? I'm just saying, maybe try one more time. Get more things that could help you convince him. Maybe look up how athletic scholarships improve chances of getting in. That could be a big help. Oh, I don't know. I'm kind of tired, Carried. I don't want to keep getting my hopes up for something that's not going to pan out. Don't say that. You love volleyball, don't you? Well, yeah. Then you should keep trying. If it's something you really love doing, how can you give up on it that easily? Carried. Come on, big guy. One more try? I know you want to. Okay, I'll put a pin in this subject for now. I'll look up the data on that. I already know what university I'll be applying to, so I can reach out to them and ask directly about it as well. Maybe I'll ask for Mom's opinion on it. She knows Dad best. She might have some insight in a better way of convincing him. Maybe I could even contact that scout from the Panthers that approached me and ask him to make a written offer that I could present to Dad. Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Don't give up yet. You still have a lot of options at your disposal. Thanks. Really do appreciate all your support. Oh, come on, it's not a big deal. Well, actually, it is. Huh? Oh, I know it can be a bit of pain in the ass sometimes. I know it can have a temper. It's hard for me to talk about certain things they hit too close to home, or they're a sore spot, or something. I don't want you to feel like you have to stand on eggshells around me. Just with everything going on, it's hard to think straight sometimes. I'm under a lot of pressure, Carried. From all sides. School, sports, the council, at home. It's hard. I know, I'm here for you with whatever I can do to help. Sometimes I might do or say things that you might not like. Just hope you know that I really am trying my best to help. I know. Sometimes it might be hard to accept and I might need some time, but believe me, I know. You don't have to be so hard on yourself. I understand that. Besides, we're in a good place right now, right? Right, I think so too. I wasn't planning on saying anything because I didn't want to jinx it. Oops, guess I screwed it up now. Yeah, I thought things would work out between us if we get married. What? Oh my god, relax. Your face got so red all of a sudden. Same-sex marriage isn't even legal in Japan, you dumbass. Oh, right, I guess that's true. You really take the silliest things seriously. You're adorable, Carried. Shut up. Yeah, right. No praising, got it. I should probably get going, though. It was nice to get to talk to you about before class. Definitely helped get an outsider's perspective about this stuff. Glad to have helped. You can come to me at any time. Well, I'll keep that in mind. See you at lunch. See ya. I watched Shoichi walk away into his classroom, leaving me by myself in the hall. I can't help myself from having a big goofy smile on my face as I watch him leave, feeling very happy that I was able to help. I walked back to my class with an extra spring in my step, feeling even more energetic now than I was before. An hour later, Shima-sensei has just arrived to our class as the first period of the day came to an end. Carries his usual stack of books to the table, dropping them haphazardly on it before turning to greet us. Good morning, class. Hope you all had a great weekend and are feeling refreshed so we can go at it again. Although before we begin, is Miss Shimaya present? A few heads turned in my direction. I quickly pipe up from my seat on the back. Yes, sir. Good. I just got word from Katsuragi-san and she'd like to speak to you. She asked I tell you to head to the faculty room after you're done eating during lunchtime. Huh? How come? Shima-sensei shakes his head sideways, shrugging. I'm afraid I don't know. She called me as I was leaving my last classroom and told me that something had come up. If it makes you feel any better, at least she seemed happy. Right, that's... Huh. Well, I guess that rules out you being in trouble, huh? June whispers from the seat next to mine, leaning over my direction with a raised eyebrow. That's not a guarantee of anything. Well, I know she's feeling gleeful to have a chance to rake me over the coals again. What? Really? She's like such a nice lady. She's a sadistic monster. No one's ever yelled at me as much as she does. That's what makes you constantly pissing her off. Jin, the second biggest victim of Katsuragi-sensei's lectures, the person who sits directly in front of June, turns back to look at me with a smug look on his face, the edge of his lips curved up. Mind your own business, mouse. Oh, stop barking so loud then, dog. I know all of you think you're being really sneaky, but I can still hear whispering. Could you do us all a favour and be silent? The three of us immediately stiffen up on our seats, looking straight ahead as if jolted awake by that reprimand. The whole thing garners a few chuckles from nearby classmates. I don't really care about it. Very well. As we have finished our previous subjects of study last week, this week we are about to embark on a new journey, going through a bygone era and studying the remnants of a long-forgotten kingdom, left only as a picture in the annals of history. Just thinking about it is enough to make me feel emotional. What is that supposed to mean? Nekonishi speaks up from the front of the class, a voice a mix of confusion and annoyance. It's no secret at this point she's not the biggest fan of Shima-sensei. Seeing her reactions to him becomes downright obvious. Starting today, we'll begin studying Babylonian mythology. Then you know just how fascinating it is. I certainly didn't at first. Once I started studying, I couldn't put the books down. I was thoroughly enraptured. I've read over 30 books on the subject already, and I'm ready to enlighten you all as well. The entire class groans and you'll likely come to the same horrible realization. Shima-sensei has just found another new thing to be passionate about. Somehow the odds of us studying our actual syllabus seem to be getting smaller and smaller. And starts off this wonderful journey, there is nothing more fitting than the myth of creation itself. Today I shall teach you all about the Enuma Elish. I hate this. I hate this so much. A few hours later. Man, I thought he's going to go on and on about that forever. June flops on top of my table, sighing dramatically as soon as he brings his chair over like he usually does every time for lunch. All the other teachers in this school are really good. That guy is still weird. He's good at teaching stuff. Why does he go off course like that so much? I'm surprised he hasn't gone fired yet. What about students that actually need to learn the right subjects to prepare the entrance exams? He's always been like that. I'm not even surprised. I thought for sure I'd seen the limits where his obsessions with mythology could lead us. Honestly, him finding a new one to obsess about seems so obvious in hindsight. Feels stupid or anticipating something like this would happen sooner or later. You said that one myth about creation was supposed to be short. He spent 2 hours talking about the implications of it. I need a break. Good thing it's lunchtime now then. One thing I packed karage with me today. I need some comfort food. You pack karage with you more often than not though. Shoichi and Sai show up right at the usual time, raising their hands to greet us with a smile. Oos! Good morning. It's good to see you again, Junkun. I'm starting to get worried due to your prolonged absence. Yeah, I've been getting that a lot lately. You seem to be in a good mood too. Sai and Shoichi get to work organising our tables, quickly preparing the usual arrangements so the 4 of us can sit for lunch together. Man, yesterday was so fun. Well, it sure was. It was nice to go out together as a group again. I know we did it not too long ago, but it still felt like a long time. It was a really great weekend, if I'm being honest, for a multitude of reasons. I'm still so happy you finally went to see your mom again. I want to visit Shiko-san too next time. Oh, I bet she'll be thrilled to see you again too. She spent a long time talking about Hector after he left. She did? Oh God, what about? Oh, good things, no need to worry. That's not the point. I wish Case-san would join us for lunch too. How come he never does? Because he's an idiot. I think they'd be proper for him to come to an upperclassman's classroom every day to have lunch. We did tell him last Friday to stop doing that, but he kept pushing back on it. even tried to invite him over directly today. What did he say? We'll see. Oh. That sounds about what I expect from Keikun. Urashihara has always been like this. It makes no sense. He has like a huge stickler for silly unofficial customs that no one cares about. Yet he also does his best to ignore actual enforceable rules. Like his unbuttoned jacket, or the purple shirt underneath. Both those are against the dress code, you know. Maybe it has something to do with control. What do you mean? Like, didn't you guys say before he's forced to do a lot of things he doesn't want to do because it's his family? Maybe ignore smaller rules like that so he can feel more comfortable by having some level of control over something, even if it's just his body and clothes. Huh? Wait, what? That's... Oh, did I say something strange? But how... Are you really Kobayashi? Junkun, do you have a fever or something? Saya leans forward on her chair, reaches her hand to touch Jun's forehead in an attempt to check his temperature. What's with all this all of a sudden? It's just... You don't usually say... you're not exactly the most... Since when are you that perceptive? Oh, I see what's going on here. You all think I'm too dumb to be able to say smart things like that. That's mean. I say smart things all the time. No, that's a bit... Oh, sorry. Why does everyone always think I'm stupid? We don't think you're stupid, just... Not the most attentive? Yeah, that's it. Exactly what we meant. Yeah, it's nothing bad. You guys are horrible. Sorry. Oh, we didn't make you upset. I'm sorry. There's no way I could have reacted differently. I'm not used to hearing this level of reflection and insight from June. It just does not compute in my mind at all. I'm sorry, June. I get the feeling we're still underestimating you from this far into our friendship. Hey, I just remembered. Do you guys have any plans for the Lunar Festival this year? Oh, right. The Lunar Festival is at the end of the month. Lunar Festival? What's that? Nice save, Saya-chan. The reef is very noticeable across our table as June's attention is easily whisked away with a shiny new topic that's brought to his attention. Yes, Saitama holds a Lunar Festival every year sometime around June or July. Last year it happened halfway through June, so we thought it'd be the same this year. Turns out it's going to be just a few days before the end of the month. And that brings back memories. The two of us used to go together every year when we were kids. I remember. Hector always used to stuff himself with cotton candy and takoyaki and get sick after. Why'd you have to remind me of that? I feel sick just thinking about it. And yet you did it 5 years in a row. I was 8 at the time. Give me a break. I'm surprised you don't know about it, Jun-kun. Didn't you say your family was from around here? Oh, maybe we went once or twice when I was really little. I think I remember something like that, but I could be wrong. After I started getting serious about competing, I didn't really pay much attention to that sort of thing. I had very few hobbies outside the piano. Oh, that's a shame. Maybe we could go together this year. Hector and I actually talked a little about the possibility a while ago when I took him to the Shopping Districts Festival. I forgot they still did those. Don't they get smaller every year? Yep, they're still really nice, just on a small scale. So a good way for them to drum up some movement too. Oh yeah, that was a lot of fun. Even got me General Yamato II back then. Did you really name your fish that way? Never mentioned that. Oh, it's in memory of Captain Yamato I. He ranked up. I was originally going to call him General Yamato the Great II, but that didn't sound as good. I don't even know what to say here. Was Yamato that emerald-coloured fish you showed us back in April? That's all you have to say to it? Yep, the very same. Everyone's totally tuning me out. Why do we even bother? That's because we don't want to hear you complain about something we're both fond of. Whatever, we should still get together this year for the festival. It'd be really nice, yeah. But the first time we go with Aki, Urashihara and Jun-kun too. Our group has doubled in size. Yay, I totally want to go. We can definitely discuss plans for it. Oh, I know, we should get Yukatas this year too. Oh yeah, it sounds like so much fun. Yeah, hang on, we don't even know if we're going to go yet. How are you alright? Oh yes, I stand behind this 100%. It's not a real festival if you don't have a yukata. Even you? Hey, when we went to the Shopping Districts Festival, I did tell you I wanted to dress in yukatas if we went to the Lunar Festival this year. Fair enough. A few minutes later. The conversation around the table continues at a breakneck pace, with everyone throwing ideas around for future plans. Seems everyone has gotten enamoured with the notion of going to the festival. The chat has mostly been centred on that while we eat. Well, I don't really want to go. As I continue staring at my now empty lunchbox, I sigh, knowing I can't postpone it any further. Sorry to interrupt the conversation, guys, but I'm going to need to dip for a while. Well, how come? Did something happen? All right, you're asked to head to the faculty room after you were done eating, weren't you? Yeah. Oh no, what did you do this time? Why do you immediately assume it was because of something bad I did? Years and years of experience. Well, I didn't do anything this time. I'm just as clueless as you are. Try to piss off the teachers too much, okay? Seriously, stop assuming I'm going to get myself in trouble, and stop grinning like that. Nope. Whatever, I'm going now. I'm not back before the bell rings. I'll see you guys later. Talk to you later. Oh, good luck. That seems like a good place to end it for now. So we will find out what happens next time, which will probably June. We'll see how things are going. My schedule's kind of odd for June at the moment. I don't really have anything definite going on. It's quite weird. But if you're curious, I could mention this. I think they are talking about the Tennis Aids version of UBC later on. If you know what I'm on about, you'll know what I'm on about. If not, don't worry. It will become clearer in the next episode. And speaking of next episodes, the next episode of Minotaur Hotel will be next weekend. And I've been reading there may be the public update for Arches coming out fairly soon. So depending on how things go in the week, I might slot Arches in before we get to Minotaur Hotel to see how all that pans out. But definitely Minotaur Hotel is next weekend, so something to look forward to there. And that's pretty much it. I have nothing more to say about Tennis Aids for now. It's nice to see Shoichi meeting his mother again, and so I'll be going back to it before too long. So thanks to all my donors on Ko-fi and Patreon, and special mention to my top patrons: Burnt Toast, Kartek, Kobus Visser, Pesuksu, Larkuskaton, Bastian, Ryan Hall, Gunnar Muller, Tiger Cub, Ida Corval, Anubis Silverwind, Brandon Bradford, Dissonance, Popot, Grizz, Biderling, Kopi, Sidri Dragowolf, Monolay, Evan King, and Marcus. And all the Patreon Ko-fi links for me are in the description, as is everything for Tennis Ace. If you want to download it or support Basket, I will give you the links there. I think we're slowly catching up with Basket here. Maybe a couple more videos, we might almost be there. We'll find out. But that is most definitely it for now. I can hear the dogs playing in the background, which means I need to go and let them outside. Bye for now.